Hello.
Good evening.
And welcome to Wolfhound's Bar. This is GreatMatesSports. Doc, it's a depressing time of the year, Shane, as always. Nothing to look forward to. That feeling of emptiness as you're thinking, who's playing next? And then you realise the fucking thing's all over. And we discussed player welfare the last time, and I was reckoning these guys should be flogged for at least 10 weeks in a fucking row.
Why not? For our entertainment?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. You just got our attention, and now it's all over.
Yeah, and as we watch a bit of Connacht and Ulster here, but the club rugby is just not, unfortunately, anywhere near the same standard as international. And
Just
rugby,
doesn't-
when it's played by two teams who are absolutely on it, and as we saw in this year's championship, there's just very little debate. Like, when it's played at the top level, it's such a good sport, but it's so gladiatorial, and it's so...
Oh, yeah.
There's so many injuries now. You know, there is a shelf life to it. Like, so
lads just go to a different level, don't they?
They go to a different. Like, there's no doubt international is such a step up. Like, it really is. You know,
it's outrageous that what lads can do for 80 minutes. Well, as we found out
outrageous.
about actually about 160 minutes usually the way the game's going.
Well, absolutely, they're going on a hell of a lot.
When you include all the stoppages, but
no internationals now until July. So till we have our new rugby championship or whatever they're calling it. So
the old North versus South, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
It will be good, and well, look, there was always a summer tour anyway, but at least it kind of means a bit more. So Ireland have Australia, Japan and New Zealand, I think, in the summer, in July.
All right, okay, and 3 more in November, is that the correct?
3 more in November. I haven't looked at November fixtures yet, no, but I know they have those 3 in July, so...
it's kind of a cool format. It's going to be very interesting to see how the northern teams go now, because as the chat seems to be, scrums weren't really an issue in the Six Nations because teams were just on about kind of all-out attacking rugby, and scrums almost cancelled each other out. You know, there was a times when maybe
you saw
England
Ireland
and Italy,
certainly for the first 3 or 4 rounds,
were struggling a bit.
We're struggling a bit at scrum time, but it didn't really affect their performance. And even in the French game, the scrum was okay, and we still got battered. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
is there a little
it hasn't
sense
been
that
the dominant force it was.
No, but I suppose that's where we'll find out if we go play Southern Hemisphere teams.
Well, when you go and play South Africa.
Yeah. That's where you find out the importance of a scrum. Is there a sense, Doc, at all in you that if only... well, I know the way the results went, and obviously France win it, but if we had played France on the last week of this Six Nations instead of the first...
Well, you'd love to be playing them again.
Yeah.
You'd love if it was 1 and 2 played off for the final, just the way the tournament went.
Yeah. We seem to get off to such a slow and shit start.
That's tournament rugby. Like,
I know.
Your first game is as important as your last game. Scotland know that now to their cost. Ireland know that to their cost. So
yeah.
I'd rather start poor and finish strong than start strong and finish poor. So
and they bounce back something unreal, in fairness.
They did.
A couple of tricky games against Italy and Wales, but they still got there, and then a super performance against England and Scotland.
The other thing that it highlights for Scotland, and probably the Ireland start and finish highlights it for it, it's great to be able to play great rugby, but what if the fucking heavens opens and you can't?
Yeah.
And you need to rely on more of a power game and more of a 10-man rugby.
All brute force.
Yeah, and like if you look at the Ireland game, they lost it in the physical battle. They lost it at the breakdown. They lost the physical battle at the breakdown.
Yeah.
Bit like the same against Italy the first day. They lost the physical battle in the rain, in the monsoon. They have to find a way to win those games when they can't just fling the ball around.
Yeah, no, true.
So will we start with France, our champions?
Yeah, sure. Who else to start with, bar the man himself? Surely the player of the tournament elect, Mr.
LBB.
Yeah. What a machine. What a machine.
Yeah, look, they played some unbelievable rugby. I thought they were going to completely walk away with it.
I think everybody did after the first game.
And then they get beaten, and then they were probably lucky against England. So it's a bit of a mix. They're probably not as far in front of everyone else as we thought.
Well, what's interesting, like, Wales were in that game for 25 minutes. There was only like one score in it, one try. And it was fairly, like, Wales were given a right go, and then just one of them makes a bit of a silly decision with an attempted grubber kick and basically kicks it straight into the hand of the French fella. They bang through to go 2 tries ahead, and then you're fucking struggling then. And they opened them up second half. But, I mean, for a while there, Wales are in it.
Yeah, and even Italy,
yeah.
like, they got ahead quite early, and Italy kind of stuck in it. And because I had Italy backed in the handicap, and I was going after 20 minutes, oh, fuck. But they stayed in it, and they kept it. I think the handicap was 26 points that we had recommended to back that day, and they still won it by whatever, 23 or whatever it was. But you know, France of 20 years ago or 10 years ago would have put 50 on them. Like,
yeah, or well, more to the point, I suppose Italy of 4 or 5 years ago.
It's a bit of both. And Italy actually played really well in the first half of that game. But France were clinical with the few chances that they got. And again, Bielbury, obviously, with the lethal finishing with Ramos's kicking.
He's kind of this unbelievable ability to read amounts of a ball, hasn't he? He seems to always be in the right place.
And it just seems to pop up for him as well. But like they have the best kicker in World Rugby. And they have the best try scorer in World Rugby. Yeah. And they still struggled to win the championship. And the best player in World Rugby.
And went down to the last kick.
And they still came down to the last kick.
Yeah, true.
Do you know, like, it's insane. Like, when you think about it, that says to me there's something missing. Do you know?
Well, sure. Look, you have to go back to November when South Africa took them apart with 14 men.
And would you back him to win the Rugby World Cup right now? Probably not. Like.
No, but I kind of like what Galtay is doing. They're messing around with lads in the second row.
They certainly have a serious squad.
And they're trying lads out of position, and that's, you know, you got to appreciate that too. They know well they have another Six Nations to go yet.
No, and I think it is all about the World Cup. So they're definitely a force to be reckoned with, and they'll definitely give any of the top tier nations
big time.
a sleepless night if you were to play them tomorrow.
Like what I find, Flatrick, how are you? Great to hear from you. We're just catching the end of the Ulster Connacht game here. It's been a fierce physical battle, to be fair, but it's looking like Connacht have the job done. Yeah, Doc, they're a serious outfit.
They are a serious outfit.
And I suppose it's a sign of such a good Six Nations that after all the excitement, all the different results, shock results, brilliant performances, it literally comes down to the last kick on the last night to decide the whole
and I think
championship.
They deservedly won it.
Oh no, they went and won it. Yeah. You can't argue.
And that. I don't think Ireland needed to win it, if you know what I mean.
No, I think Ireland would be quietly happy the way it's turned out. I think you were certainly happier than where we were after the first night.
No, but even I'm kind of glad we didn't win it. I'm kind of glad there's something left for that they feel maybe a little touch slighted.
Well, a bit bitter of the fact it didn't turn up in Paris.
Yeah, and maybe that's better than having won the championship with a missed kick. There's something there now to go into the tank for next year and on into the World Cup. So I'm actually kind of, even though I was cursing Pollock like a motherfucker after he threw that ridiculous offload, the more I look at it after the course of the week, I'm actually happier we didn't rob it on the last day and that France won it. France as a wounded animal would be more dangerous, and maybe that might have satisfied a few of the Irish players. And a little bit of hunger is no bad thing.
Yeah, you think we kind of sneak in under the radar a bit then?
Sneak in under the radar.
A few gems unearthed.
France didn't really find anyone, though, do you think? Like, there's no new player there that we didn't know about that you'd say, fuck, he did an amazing championship.
Well, I suppose the big thing would have been the fact Jalibert probably wouldn't have even played if Ntamack was fit, because himself and Galtay apparently don't see eye to eye.
Yeah, but we know about him for a long time.
But he's a phenomenal player. I mean, he's had some Six Nations.
He's had a serious Six Nations.
There's no way you can drop him. No way. I don't think so.
Well, I wouldn't do, but
excuse me.
Galtay could do anything so.
Yeah, but you even look at some of the stats. He's up there for everything. For I think it's offloads and assists. He's up there giant top.
No, that's him as a running threat for me. Yeah. He's so good to break the first line, and his sidestep is just fucking quality. Yeah. We'll move on to Ireland.
Yeah, sure.
So first night here, Ireland, France.
We're calling for heads.
We, unlike us, we probably overreacted to bad performance. But
we were
the worry and the talk, even the week leading up to it, was, is this team over the hill? Are they too old? Where are the players coming from? How are we going to build for a World Cup? How are we going to get enough minutes into guys? Is he going to change the team around? Is he too loyal? All these questions were being asked. We see an absolute stink performance now, not helped by really poor defending in the opening 20 minutes where we give away a couple of soft tries.
Yeah, and then you're chasing your fucking
chasing your tail. And we played a bit for 20 minutes in the second half, and we saw small signs of life. Move on to Italy. No, Italy were excellent on the day. Like, they were top class.
Oh no, if they were, and even Menicello's disallowed try pass, which was ridiculous,
which could have won them the game. Like they deserved something out of that game. They played so well, and I don't think it was necessarily that Ireland played that badly. I think Italy played that well. But when we emptied the bench and we didn't start our strongest team, which was great from a player development perspective, when Crowley came on, when Gibson Park came on, when Tyke Byrne came on, pace went up. And they did enough to win the game.
Yeah.
And you were starting to see a few attacking moves click. There was great defence towards the end of that game, which became very relevant later in the championship.
And obviously McCloskey was starting to emerge
even already as a player
for fucking everything.
Yeah. So real positive signs. He then, who do we play after
Osborne was starting to show a bit. Like I suppose the thing is, we didn't realize just how good Italy were. I mean, they beat Scotland.
Italy were excellent.
But I'd say maybe we didn't realize just how good. Like, they've made a significant jump in even the last 6 months to a year.
But I was saying that all along. Rasmus was saying that since November.
It was close last year with us and them in the Six Nations too, but they backed up their performances.
They did, and if they got a draw out of it, it wouldn't have been unwarranted. To be fair. So Ireland were they did well in the last 20 minutes to go and win it, but could you have begrudged Italy had they got that try and leveled it up? Probably not.
So we go from there, and people we're still questioning.
We still have question marks. He kind of goes back to the strongest team,
and we're kind of half mourning
whether is he gone back Tommy to O'Brien when Lowe has gone off injured. Or no, he comes onto the bench.
Yeah, Lowe gets injured in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we put on an absolute attacking clinic.
Yeah, unbelievable performance. Yeah.
Now, I will say, looking back at that game, and I rewatched it because we were so good, England had a lot of ball in the first 20 minutes. They had a lot of entries into our 22. I think they had 8 entries, and they got 0 points.
Yeah.
And they absolute gifted us a few turnovers, and then we were able to build from there. So, like, 8 entries in the 22 to come away with 0 points is insanity.
Well, it was obviously a testament to how good our defence was too. We defended brilliant.
100%, but we also rode our luck in a couple of occasions.
Yeah, 4 then, as you say, made a cunt of a few of the kicks. But, Will, how are you? Good to hear from you.
Hey, Will. But, like, it really did... after that game, or halfway through the second half, when it was kind of obvious where things were going, there was a real sense this was a team now that was starting to kick on a bit.
Find a score. Well, look, you come off a win like that in Twickenham, you found your groove.
Biggest score ever in Twickenham.
Yeah. Massive performances all around the pitch.
Around the pitch. Like, I think we gave the lowest we gave an Ireland player that day was 7 out of 10.
And look,
we have 8.5. We gave Gibson Park a 10.
Yeah, at this stage now we're
9.5 or something. It was insane.
Yeah, well, whatever about yourselves, but at this stage now I'm eating 4 slices of humble pie over my fucking James Ryan, you're finished statement there, probably going back to November. He was after putting in back to back performances.
He was the
even
best
already.
Irish forward against Italy. Yeah.
So you're starting to see him come back in to the player that we thought was probably gone, but actually back to his best. He was absolutely phenomenal.
And really aggressive.
Yeah, massive. Like vicious, like at times.
Vicious in the tackle, vicious the breakdown.
Joe McCarthy starting to come into form, then showing some serious bite.
He was after having 2 poorish games.
So it was, in fairness, into Wales then. Always going to be a bit of a tricky one.
The Wales game went exactly like I predicted. We changed our team. We didn't have our best team out. He's trying to get minutes into people. Wales had shown a really positive performance against Scotland the week before. I fully expected him to come to Ireland and give us plenty of it, and that we'd have too much for him and kind of last 10, 15 minutes, put on a couple of tries and win the game by 10, 12, 14 points. It's exactly what happened. Yeah. It was a team that's slightly off because you're changing combinations, you're not playing your best players. And Wales deserve massive credit for the effort they put in. And their defence was outstanding.
Yeah.
And then we see one of the moments of the tournament, Rhys Carra's try.
Yeah. 3 tries he got all together. That's some good.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
for a guy that apparently struggled with weight and whatnot years ago.
Jeez, he can motor now anyway.
Yeah, like career was in doubt, and a lot of his managers were kind of like, get yourself in shape and keep the weight down. And but fuck me, I thought Wales were excellent. So sometimes, and again, same as the Italy game, you have to give credit to the opposition.
True,
and if you front up in rugby and you turn up at the right emotional pitch and you're the right physical physicality levels, you can be competitive no matter who you are.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't mean you're going to win, but you can certainly be competitive.
As long as you don't do daft shit.
As long as you don't do daft shit.
Yeah, so they had been, even though the scoring won't say it, they'd been a bit unlucky against France, and then they obviously came in against Scotland
and should have won it,
and then gave us a fair rattling. I know we're speaking about Ireland now, but yeah, no, it was great stuff out of the Welsh.
Yeah,
but,
so sometimes you have to go, do you know what, that game, it was the game that some of our fringe players needed.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be 30 points, because what are you learning?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was actually, there was a lot of, not doom and gloom, but you're hearing a lot of stuff given out about the team and given out about certain players. I actually thought that game, the Irish players, they didn't play to the same level they played at Twickenham, but there was no one terrible. Like, do you know what I mean? No one put in a 5 out of 10 performance. They were all kind of 7s.
Wales turned up.
Wales just happened to play to a 9 at their capability, but it still wasn't enough to win the match against the quality that Ireland had on the day.
Yeah. And then obviously the bench boys
and then the few missed kicks and stuff from Crowley didn't help, because
pressure
you're turning 7 into 5 and, you know, all those kind of things. So we kind of don't know where we are. We're a bit question marky. We're coming into
a game against Scotland, who are absolutely chomping at the bit.
On the performance of the championship the day after Ireland play Wales. Yeah. They go 50-14 up on
or 47-14.
47-14.
Yeah.
Up on France. Insane levels of attack in rugby.
Yep. Tearing
and
pieces.
You're going, oh fuck, what are we you were convinced if they beat France they'd beat Ireland the following week. The more I looked at it, the more I went, nah, they never beat Ireland. And until they do, you can't back them to beat Ireland. And then we see Ireland put on probably their performance in the championship, because Scotland showed up. England didn't show up in Twickenham. England were shocking. Scotland showed up. Scotland played some gorgeous rugby.
It was close enough up until maybe 15 minutes to go, where Ireland pulled away a bit.
Yeah, and a couple of half-lucky tries, you know, the one O'Brien gets, McCluskey picks it up from the knock-on.
The lovely Jesus, poor Tupolato with an outrageous fucking knock-on off his face, is it, or something, whatever he was, took his eye off.
You know, so tries like that flatter, the scoreline flatters a bit. There was 5 points in that game with 15 minutes to go. That's a real match. Ireland were forced to make 227 tackles. That tells the story itself. But we slowed down the Scottish ball.
But can I ask you a question? And I'm not trying to sound like arrogant or smug in any way, because I was genuinely nervous about Scotland. I thought Scotland.
Oh no, likewise. I knew we'd have to play.
I thought Scotland coming chomping at the bit now with something really, you know, with a real title to play for, say. And Scotland have been building something over the last couple of years, but they're a serious outfit now. But in that particular game, I don't know if I ever felt worried. We got off to such a good start. We got the try on the board under the post, 7 points up after 3 or 4 minutes. And fair play, Scotland come back and get a try. But I don't know, it was a strange one. I never felt worried that...
No, I thought Ireland controlled the game really well. Yeah. And I thought Crowley controlled the game really well.
And the funny thing is, like, I was nervous I was nervous for the English game, because I thought it would all come down to breakdown. And I thought definitely the Scottish game would all come down to the breakdown. And Ireland totally fucking dismantled both of them.
Yeah, well, even though, like, Scotland had whatever, we were forced to make 227 tackles. I think Scotland had over 70 rucks in the Irish 22. Ireland had something like 25 or 27 in their 22. But overall, at ruck time, only 35% of Scottish rucks were under 3 seconds. And for a team that wants to play wide attacking rugby, you have to get quick ball. Ireland just completely won the battle at the breakdown, and they won the match. Yeah. And then they were able to get up in their faces, put pressure on Russell, put pressure on Dewey Pilato and Jones. Yeah. And they couldn't get the ball wide.
Yeah. Tygburn was a monster as well.
Monster. And some of the turnovers, 7 turnovers to 1, I think, at breakdown.
Yeah. Unreal.
but brilliant performances right across the pitch. Like if you look at the back line, Osborne played unreal.
Yeah.
Tommy O'Brien played unreal. Balakoon played
brilliant,
unreal. McCloskey was unreal.
Phenomenal.
Crowley had his game in the championship.
Yep.
Gibson Park was at 8.5. And that's before you get to the forwards, like where you had Sheehan back to his best, a 9 out of 10. Doris at a 9 out of 10. Byrne at a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Conan at an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. Like that's an outrageous level.
Van der Fleer at least 8.5.
Yeah, but that's an outrageous. How often do you see a team, even when they win, where you could be realistically saying 9 or 10 of your team played at their almost close to their absolute best.
Even Tom
O'Toole, and Ireland have done that twice in this championship.
Tom O'Toole was outrageous.
Insane.
Yeah.
Like to
and
win
Furlong turned up, which was brilliant to see.
Yeah, I think he had 12 carries and 13 tackles or something, and
O'Toole.
had 2 turnovers and won 2 scrum penalties. I mean, it's insane stats for what Van der Fleer made 23 tackles in 53 minutes in the pitch. That's outrageous stuff. So, like, when Ireland are on it, they all seem to be on it.
Yeah.
Do you know, you're not seeing
it's the
he had a shocker or he had a fucking poor game and he was rescued by Doris. They're all playing at a kind of a minimum 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And it's only who hits the 9, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is outrageous consistency.
Yeah. I suppose it was the same against England.
And the same for the subs. Darren Murray comes on, gets his try.
Does great for the try.
Did really well, full stop. But like,
brilliant. Oh, jeez, yeah.
Kelleher came on, did well.
We have to give Farrell massive
Timony
credit
came on, did well.
for putting Murray on the bench even.
100%. Aki comes on and does well. Do you know, Frawley came on, was outstanding.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not, the whole team seems to be performing, which is very positive. Like.
Yeah.
So Scotland, assess their championship.
Sure, look at it. I know they'll be bitterly disappointed, but it was a good year. I mean, they'll kick themselves over the fucking Italian result at the start.
Yeah, that's probably the game.
They'll kick themselves over the bonus points they coughed up to France maybe towards the end of that match where they were just they were out on their feet. I get it, but still. And look, like they're not going to come to Dublin fully confident they're going to walk away with the points and bonus point wins and whatnot. So. Maybe the damage was done for Scotland before they ever got to Dublin.
Is there a psychological hang-up with Ireland? 12 games for Gregor Townsend against Ireland, 0 wins.
It's a funny one. It is and then you see Tupilato having a stinker of a game. Like not once, but maybe even 3 times. He's knocking on past. The stuff isn't sticking, and he's been unbelievable in the Six Nations. And just it was kind of one of those days where stuff just wasn't working for him. No, that all comes down to pressure too. And again, then at the breakdown, as I was saying, Ireland were just like unreal. So
now look, they've built a bit of depth, like and they did lose their 2 second rows in the week of the game, which can't help. But they're probably still short a few players.
But they're a bit of a dark horse now. World Cup
they're dark horse.
Yeah,
and they're the team. Like again, we have to play that. They're that second tier team in form, and they end up in our group, which is not what you fucking want.
No.
We have to beat them twice more. I don't think we can fucking allow them to beat us next year in the Six Nations if we realistically want to put the pressure on them in the World Cup.
They're a dangerous team. I mean, they have a serious mix of players.
And out in Australia, dry pitch, fast pitch, suit them down to the ground.
Yeah, they have a nice mix. And then having lads
playing. But they have to go and fucking win something. Whether that's a Triple Crown, whether that's a championship, whether that I don't think they can go to the World Cup with realistic expectations of. And again, they haven't gotten past quarter-final no more than Ireland of reaching that ultimate goal without having won something.
Yeah. It's an outrageous amount of time to have 0 trophies. Like.
It's an outrageous amount of time to have 0 trophies.
And it's funny, like, because you go from Gregor Townsend clinging to his job, we all thought, by his fingernails after the first round, and suddenly he's walking on water now, like, you know? And he's bought himself... He's going over before the World Cup now anyway, that's for sure.
So next in the table we have our Italian friends.
What a year. What a season for them.
They get the ultimate monkey off their back. They've now beaten every team in the Six Nations by beating England. I don't even think that was their best performance of the championship. I didn't think they played anywhere near as well as they did in the first couple of rounds of the championship against Scotland, against Ireland, or against France.
Yeah.
But they win.
Yeah.
Which is all that matters.
in Menoncello they have a bit of a
superstar.
A superstar. What is he? 23.
Yeah, but even Ione is quite good. Garbisi is so fucking consistent and so solid, and he's such a good kicker.
He's a sweet left peg. Jesus, he puts a lovely draw.
They've got some gorgeous forwards, quite a solid second row.
Good wingers as well.
Really good front row.
Yeah.
They're a proper team. Yeah. Again, short a bit of depth, and when they get a few injuries, it does show.
No, but what a step up this year now.
They're a serious step up, and they're going to give any team in the Rugby World Cup a game.
Oh, yeah.
They're no longer the whipping boys of Europe.
No, and it's brilliant. I mean, the Six Nations needed it.
It did. The only disappointing thing is they didn't get the third win, so they've never had 3 wins.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing that'll cost them, but I think the emotional high of beating England and getting that final monkey off the back might cost them against Wales, you know?
Yeah, but the belief it'll give those lads now heading into the international
100%.
series, the summer series, whatever.
They probably deserve something out of the Ireland game. A draw would have been a fair reflection of how they played in that game.
Yeah, you couldn't argue, like.
Yeah, but I think maybe that just the timing of England and then Wales, and could have been a 6-day turnaround, if I remember correctly. That might have just cost them.
But they met a Welsh team that were on the ascendancy.
And they probably they were spent at that point, I think, as well.
No, that's fair enough. But and then I just knew that Welsh attendances hadn't been like the stadium wasn't at capacity, but you just knew after the way they played against Scotland and the way they played against us. I knew that fucking Principality was going to be absolutely packed to the rafters for the last game against Italy because you could sense it, and the Welsh public got behind them. It was brilliant. And in fairness to Wales, what a performance, fucking hell.
And as much and all as I'm disappointed Italy didn't get their 3 wins, I'm delighted Wales got their win.
I think it was more important that Wales won that than Italy.
It was more important for the competition. Yeah. It was more important for Wales. It's more important for the Six Nations as a brand. And in terms of competitiveness, that Wales got their win.
Excuse me. In terms of building belief in the Welsh squad and what they're doing now as well.
Absolutely. Next we have England.
This is a kind of a funny one.
It's a very funny one.
Like Bartrick is like Mr. Marmite at the moment. You listen to ex-players and whatnot. Some can't stand him. Others are kind of giving a bit of time. There's rumours they're claiming on one of the podcasts. Did you hear that the players revolted for the French game and said they weren't sticking to the plan? Fuck this, we're going our way. That's it. And I'd say Bartrick was in no position to argue because his job was probably gone if they lost badly. That's the rumour that the players revolted. That's what I was hearing during the week. But I knew they'd turn up in Paris. I knew
100%.
Yeah, I knew they would. There's no way. They've too many good players.
I remember the few years back Mike Brown was full back on. So how long ago was that? Like 10 years ago. And the same, they had a shit championship. And I think Ireland needed them to beat France as well at the time, and everyone was going, no chance. And again, they didn't win. And no, they didn't quite. It wasn't quite as close as it was this time around. But they put in a performance, and it was only in the last few minutes that France got a try or two to win it by maybe 10.
Yeah.
But there were talk of 30 and 40. Like, they always show up in those kind of scenarios. They had to. If they didn't show up,
oh sure, yeah, Jesus,
they were finished.
You wouldn't have 5,000 and tweaking them fucking.
No,
for the
and
next
they were
game.
finished as a team. I think they would have cost a lot of them their England futures, like in their England careers. But to be honest,
it's hard to know what happens or what's the best thing because like you keep Bartwick, then you're keeping to structured fucking stat rugby where he's on about booting it and.
But ironically, do you know the game they kicked most in?
The game they would have kicked most in. Jeez, what Hardy against us was it?
Wales.
All right.
The game they won well.
Okay.
They went away from it against Scotland. Now, circumstances dictate.
No, again, hold on.
Yeah,
but hold on a second.
They had to chase the game against Ireland. So there's 2 games where they didn't play their rugby.
But again, they met Wales on the opening day of the Six Nations. But
they kicked the letter off the ball.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, but
they didn't go past 3 phases.
Wales were a bit all over the place.
They were, but absolutely, and they were winning. They were getting through in 3 phases and scoring really handy tries.
Yeah,
but they kicked the letter off the ball, which they didn't do for the rest of the Six Nations. Right? I think they'll keep him. I think there's the makings of a team there. I'm not quite sure if he'll have it ready by the time the World Cup rolls around. But there's something there. They're not as bad as their finishing position shows.
Oh God, they're not. But sure, geez, there's such a pool of players. They're definitely better than what
they're
they've
better
showed.
sticking with him. If in terms of World Cup prospects, I think they're better sticking with him than getting rid of him.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know. You see, as you say, you've got the attacking coach there. What's his name? Is it Lee something?
Brackett.
Yeah, and like, but sure, he's going to be the complete and utter polar opposite to fucking Bartwick, in that he wants to play open, expensive rugby, and Bartwick's all about risk adverse.
But every team now kicks the ball. It's where you play your expensive rugby. Like,
I know, yeah.
You can mix and match that, like. You know, it's certain areas of the pitch where you switch from one to the other and, oh, hold on, we've kicked ball, now we're going. It shouldn't be determined by we're just going to kick the ball. It should be determined by where you are in the pitch, how quick the ball you get is, what's the flow of the game, is there space, where is the space, it shouldn't be just we're kicking the ball.
Oh, well, France are the masters of it, knowing when to,
100%.
Yeah,
and
where to.
Ireland kicked the leather off the ball in the right areas. The one game we didn't kick the fucking ball a lot was the Welsh game, and we probably played too much fucking rugby, particularly between the two 10-metre lines. We played a mountain of rugby in around the middle of the field, and we were going nowhere. Too lateral. Wales were too well organised. It needed more kicks. It absolutely needed more kicks to unlock that rush defence, and whether they were aerial or grubber or little chips in behind, but it needed more boot to ball. Like.
Who have we got? Sorry, folks, there's a couple of comments here. Am I the only one who loves seeing the French being absolutely fantastic, and at the same time they're hilariously able to fold? Very human of them, says Will. Yep. I think it's interesting that Farrell seems to be more suited for Ireland than England. Worth discussing, in my humble opinion. Eric Davidson, how are you? I'm on the gin and Stella, mates. What can I tell you?
Slanja, I can't see any comments now. Clive's on comment duty tonight.
Bartwick is having his Eddie moment. Push players, make it difficult. Johnny, Scotland should have won that. Best team by miles. You're awful. Quiet on my end, by the way. Great to hear from you, lads.
What about, we'll do Wales last, and then we might take that Farrell comment. Wales grew into it, restored a bit of pride in Welsh rugby. They now have a foundation to build on. Get their first win since, before the last World Cup in the Six Nations, I think. Found a few players. Reece Carey lights up the championship.
Yeah.
But their depth pool,
it's interesting. I was looking
the shallowest pool of all the teams.
But
in the Six Nations.
Which it is, to be fair, and hopefully the professional rugby scene out there can be kind of sorted in some way. That
100%. They have so much work to do.
And then I know there was a argument, wasn't there, about foreign-based players or foreign-born players who are declaring after so many years that you'll end up with two teams and there'll be limited numbers in each squad. You'll basically have fuck all Welsh lads coming through because you'll have so many foreign lads playing as well, competing for the same spots in the club sides. But I don't know, it's funny, I was looking at the Six Nations website thing there the other day, and it's very interesting. It shows you all the facts and who's missed this and who's scored this and passes and offloads and all that shit. But you have like England, or you have Wales, and no major surprise, I suppose, in where well, I suppose for Italy, considering they finished third, but the most missed tackles were by Welsh and Italian players.
Okay.
So it's interesting to see. I think there could have been 3 or 4 Welsh lads in the top 10 alone, for missed tackles.
No, it's something to build on, but they have mountains of work ahead of them.
Yeah.
And realistically, for the next 2 or 3 years, if they can get a win or two every Six Nations, that's about as good as they're going to do.
For the time being, but definitely green shoots there. They need to. They need to. They've obviously concentrated on defence for the last few games. Yeah. Granted, a great performance against Italy, but it's the other side of the pitch. I think now they're going to have to start coming up with some ideas to get.
And that's when, you can spend a lot of time concentrating on defence and be hard to beat. When you switch to try and add some attack to that, you take some emphasis off the defence.
Yeah.
It can actually make you go backwards for a while because you're leaking a few more tries. So I think there's a few bumps in the road yet before they're sorted. But to have them at least be competitive in matches is a big improvement on the last 24 months.
Well, 3 good performances in a row to finish their
100%.
Six Nations, finishing with a brilliant win against Italy.
And to be nice to see him get a win maybe in the summer or whatever.
Yeah, geez, yeah.
So, I don't know what their fixture list is like now, but
I'm not sure who they're playing in July now, but you know what, there's something there.
I tell you, I'm very impressed with a couple of their back row is serious. Man, Botham and Wainwright were excellent.
Yeah. Was it David Jenkins? Did he finish with most tackles? I think it's a fucking whole
could
team.
Have. Yeah, could have. Like Carey, Lake, the hooker. So they have some nice players, and obviously they have Reece Emmett and
you've Thomas Williams there.
They have some nice players. Yeah, but they're still short. And if they get a run of injuries or anything, they're in serious bother. Like that's when it'll really start to show. Like,
well, look, you just never know who. Look, there's a long way to go yet. Between the international series now and next year's Six Nations, there's an awful long way to go before a World Cup. So you never know who they might unearth. Do you know?
Who was it there commented on Farrell, Clive?
Oh yeah, Will was saying, I think it's interesting that Farrell seems to be more suited for Ireland than England. It's worse.
I think Farrell would be entirely suited to England, but we can't underestimate the fact that Farrell has Irish in him. That spent a lot of time over here when he was young. He obviously gets the culture. Are we going to discuss the possibility of his son joining Ireland before the World Cup?
Sure, myself and Benny chatted about it last week. There was a rumour that he could declare come into the year.
So he has 12 months.
Is it 3 years you have to be out?
3 years he's to be out. So within 12 months he could declare for Ireland.
Yeah, but I think the problem is that he can't, because it has to be grandparent, but in their case, it's a great grandparent.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a grandparent.
No. So the rumour was put out there that he might be able to declare, and you're thinking, Jesus, he wouldn't be a bad lad to get.
I was obviously out that week, so I missed your chat on it. So
so that was the technical detail that.
But yeah, I if you're the IRFU, do you break the bank to keep him after the World Cup?
Well, it's funny. I think if Farrell, like yourself, if Farrell went to England, I'd be seriously fucking worried.
I'd be shitting myself,
because he could turn him into a fucking behemoth 100%. Of a fucking thing.
Like
they have the power, they have unbelievable speed in the back. It's just putting it all together.
And the respect the players seem to have for him. Like he doesn't, and like anything you see, and I know we don't see a lot of behind the scenes, but you see the odd snippet on social media from the IRFU or whatever, or Irish Rugby, and just the way he talks, the respect he commands. He's the ultimate kind of alpha. Like it seems like fellas are dying for him. That if he says, Clive, you're sitting out today because I want to have a look at Shane, they're going, oh yeah, no bother.
Oh, yeah,
and they're not sulking, and they're not getting pissed off, and they're not fucking...
I'll give you an example. So I was watching Ulster Connacht here before we came on, and at the start of the game, they did an interview with Ian Henderson. And he was involved the last day for the Scotland game. He was 24th. He was a 24th man, so 23 made this go. Excuse me, Henderson was number 24, so he was on backup should anyone get injured or whatever.
But he wasn't in the Irish squad.
No, he was in the training squad. He was number 24 in their training squad, but for match day they'd have their.
I didn't think he was in the extended squad.
No, they said he was 24, so he was very close. But he said that the way he even spoke, he just said, Faz gave me the call and said, would you mind just coming and, just as cover? And he was like, bang, fucking there in the flesh. No sense of like...
Right, because he wasn't in the squad, so that must have been on the day.
He was like, fuck it. There was no sense of I should have been there anyway, or I was like, oh, fuck, no, be there in a fucking heartbeat, like. And then he said, look, I wasn't needed because the boys did great and everybody was fit and it was an unbelievable win, but... I suppose, going back to your point, there must be massive respect.
Oh, there is. And you'd have to say, like, I was unsure as to whether he could rebuild a team. That was the big... I'm not doubting him as a coach, but only the very best coaches can kind of go again.
Well, hold on now a second. Before we go completely and utterly fucking licking his arse here, we and I think rightly so, gave him a bit of a slating at the start of this, that he was so dependent on the regular fucking names every day. Hear me out now. That when injuries forced him to make changes, those guys came in, did brilliant, and then we're all going, fair fucks to Farrell. A lot of it was down to necessity and no fucking choice. Now, as the tournament went on, I'll give him massive credit. He actually went, I think he grasped the fucking whole concept of you need to bleed more
No,
lads here.
I think there was a. I
maybe
think
after
that was some of that was the plan anyway, but I don't think all of it was.
Maybe after losing to France, he said, "Fuck it, this is the time now."
But even the mistakes he's made, right? And the biggest mistake for me was the whole Crowley Prendergast thing lasting so long, right? When it was clear that certain aspects of Prendergast's game weren't at the level that
he's a young lad, give him some time, yeah.
But, and I was kind of pissed off, but being a stubborn fuck is part of being a top quality coach. Sticking to your ethos, principles, and sometimes, and I was listening to Stick to Football during the week, and they were saying that some coaches, like, they have a blind spot about a player, or they're unbelievably stubborn about a situation, but it's a weakness, but it's also part of what makes them great.
Sure, yeah.
And by doing that, now that we've come out the other side of it with Crowley, and he puts in his best performance against Scotland, maybe he'll be a better rugby player because of it. No, not necessarily by design, but he had to take all those setbacks, take that adversity, look at his own game and see what he could improve, and he might be a better rugby player at the end of it.
True, yeah, but
and maybe that's what he's looking for. Maybe there is a bit of deliberateness in that. Go and fucking prove me wrong. Well, go and change or improve. Or
where the kick in the hole really worked was with Gibson Park. Definitely Van der Fleer. Van der Fleer came back like a man possessed after losing his spot. James Ryan, Jesus, has been unreal.
Even Furlong, you could say.
Furlong, yeah.
No, I know he wasn't dropped, injured, but even still, you get that sense your place is under threat.
But he was getting better and better as I went along, which was great to see, because I was a bit worried about Furlong, and won't lie. I was fearing that the mileage had caught up. And
we're going to go through this later in terms of the list of players that Ireland have after we pick our team of the year, but I think we've ended up in a very healthy place. Some of it by design, some of it as a reaction to maybe his blind spot or his stubbornness around players, and some of it through forced changes because of injury. But no matter what, it's ended up as in a positive enough situation. Now you still have to go and prove it at the World Cup, and between now and the World Cup and at the World Cup.
But isn't it funny? Think back.
But I think because he's.
Do you reckon Bundy Aki starts the Six Nations?
No.
Hear me out. Do you reckon Bundy Aki would have started the Six
Nations?
No,
I don't, because McCloskey was in possession of the jersey from November and had played really, really well. So I don't think even if Bundy Aki was not suspended and if none of that had happened, McCloskey was starting. Okay. McCloskey had already taken the jersey. He just absolutely cemented it.
Oh God!
During the Six Nations, there was no doubt he was the first.
Yeah,
he was the first centre on the team sheet, like even before the Six Nations. He was brilliant last November.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was an issue. But I do think we're now at the point we are where we are, however we got there, where you have to lock him down now. And I was kind of going, you know what, maybe he's kind of, this is his third World Cup. Are we mad to go with him for a fourth World Cup? Because the first one he was with Smith, then two by himself.
Sure, yeah.
I'm now going, he's up there with the best 2 or 3 coaches in the world. If nothing else, we have to keep him off the opposition.
Yeah, if he's happy to stay.
And keep him in Ireland.
Yeah.
If he's happy to stay, I'd be signing that contract.
Yeah, it's funny. We go into that Six Nations kind of worried about a bunch of positions, and you come to the end of it 5 matches only later, and you're thinking, "Fucking hell, we're not actually in a bad spot."
No, but we still have a worry about a few positions.
Well, Well, there is a worry about a few, but lads have emerged like Tom O'Toole. Tom O'Toole's made that spot his own.
Oh no, and his versatility now being able to play on both sides of the scrum. He has bought bar injury. He's on the plane to Australia. And there's absolutely no doubt.
Osborne finishes with
injury. He's on the plane.
Well, Osborne finishes with 4. Yeah, but Osborne finishes with 4 tries. Does fucking Keenan even make the team? Is the question.
I know Keenan comes back in at fullback. That's how good Keenan is. When we go through it, when we go through the depth squad, but I think we have to. We now have too many players in the same position. So I'm looking at Hansen and I'm looking at Osborne because I still think Keenan is the best fullback we have, particularly early. Right, and positionally, but you have to find a way of getting those 2 guys, one of those 2 guys, into a starting team.
Yeah.
So where? And to me, Osborne is more of a centre. He has that power. We've seen that with his carries close to the line. I think you could make Osborne into a top class 13.
Yeah, well, I suppose we've discussed it before about
I think-
Ringrose's defensive
Well,
ability, but maybe the offensive
Well,
side,
and
the
I
attacking
think-
side is starting
I'm not
to
talking about taking Ringrose out of the team right now.
just having Osborne as one of them.
Who's going to be the 13 if Ringrose is injured? If Ringrose gets injured the week before we go to Australia,
Sure, yeah.
who's playing at 13?
Yeah.
So I know I have Henshaw to come back, but again, he's on the older side. I'd love to see someone else developed.
Well,
Actively developed.
Well, the thing is, we've all our centres are well into their 30s. You need that.
We have a problem at centre.
Yeah.
And there's a young, talented rugby player who can play on multiple positions, who's
Yeah.
got power and gas.
Yeah. Obviously,
Give
has
him-
an eye for a try.
Give him time at 13. That's my view. And
Yeah.
maybe it's Hansen. Maybe it's not Osborne. Maybe it's Frawley. Maybe it's but I think we need to mold one or two of our backs into the positions where we're most short. I know that's easier said than done. I'm not saying that's an easy process, but I think Osborne is the most likely candidate of all the ones we have to be able to do that role. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to see, like, can you imagine a low McCloskey, Osborne, Balakoon, and then Keenan or Hansen at fullback. Like, that's quality. And maybe you're playing different players against different opposition.
So straight away, you've booted O'Brien out of the team.
I still think Lowe is the better on the left hand side.
I'm-
But he'd be on the bench.
Yeah, I'm not having a pop at Lowe. Like,
no.
Lowe is quality. And what harm he was having a great Six Nations up until his injury to him. But yeah, there's great options in certain positions.
Well, we'll go through all that later. Team of the Six Nations, folks. We're going to give 3 nominees that we feel have been the best. There's 1 or 2 positions where people might disagree with us, and that's absolutely fine. And we're going to pick one live on air. So tell us where we're wrong, because undoubtedly we will be, or tell us where we're right, tell us where you disagree, tell us who we've snubbed that didn't even make our shortlist. We start with Lou said.
Sorry, Johnny, I don't know if there was any sound issues.
might
I think some of the boys are saying it's okay, but Benny says, what the fuck would you know about rugby? I trained Dara Murray, says, granted a different sport, but...
Well, there's definitely a claim to fame anyway, in fairness, Hines. Lou said Prop Live. I have gone with 3. We've gone with 3 nominees here. We have Schumann of Scotland, Genge of England, and the now famous Rhys Carré of Wales.
Right, who are you going with? I know who I'm going with anyway.
I think Schumann has been the best.
I thought Schumann was brilliant, but I have to go Rhys Carré. A guy gets 3 fucking tries. He's explosive. He has kind of dragged the nation almost by the scruff of the neck.
Look, he probably provided the moment in the Six Nations as well.
I know where you're coming from with Schumann.
I think Schumann is outstanding.
He's quality. Genge, who is
Genge
unbelievable.
has been excellent. Scrummaging is so destructive. And I thought he's been one of England's better players. Yellow card against France is
the
probably
fumble
going to
for
knock
the
him
fucking
down.
was it the Scotland try, that horrible
He should
fumble
never
back.
been in that position though. He worked his ass to get back there. Where were the back 3? Like, that's the question there. He was
True.
the only player working back to get there, which shows how committed he is to the cause. I think Genge is, if you're picking a Lions team tomorrow, Genge and Schumann and Carey could be the 3 of them on the play, and we might have no Irishman in that position. 3 of them are quality players. I couldn't not give Rhys Carré the nod. So
I'll have to pull rank here, Shane, and go with our Welsh.
This is probably the most competitive position on this entire shortlist is hooker. We could have nominated all 6 hookers.
Yeah, I'm looking straight away. I don't see Turner on it. Turner was very good, I thought.
He was. Well, we've gone with Sheehan, George and Marchand. We've left off Lake, Turner and Nicotera. You could have nominated all 6.
Do you think Sheehan did enough to
I
over the
still
whole
think
Six Nations?
Sheehan is the best.
He's
me, he's the guy. He proved it against Scotland with a 9.5 out of 10 performance.
He's trying.
He slowly got better the entire tournament. The try he got was outstanding. He's still the best hooker in World Rugby.
Which is freakish. He's nearly averaging a try every 2 games.
Yeah.
It's fucking outrageous.
Like, it's a significant possibility that man is going to overtake Brian O'Driscoll as Ireland's top try scorer.
And it's not even a joke. Yeah.
If he continues to score tries at the rate he's scoring tries and doesn't get a career-ending injury,
Yeah.
it's going to be damn close. Like.
It's
He's 18, 19 tries for Ireland at this stage?
It's unbelievable.
O'Driscoll has 28?
Is it just going to
28 in Six Nations. He's 54 in total.
Yeah,
Sorry, Six Nations tries.
I thought it was in the 50s. Yeah. So Jamie George was being brilliant, in fairness, for England.
And came on when Cowan Dickey was not going well, provided real leadership for England when they really were fucking real dirty leadership. I told you I was having a stinker of a tournament. No, look, personal issues and his mum dies and all of that kind of stuff. So no.
He's still finished up, I think, giant top with Tyburn for turnovers, I think, which was fair going considering.
But who wasn't at his usual high standard.
No. Yeah.
But George, I think, did his level best to try and galvanise that England team. And again, if I was picking a line squad tomorrow, he'd be on it.
Yeah, he's a rock, like. He's
absolutely.
just he's super consistent.
Marchand was super consistent.
Was he actually dropped for the Ireland game? Marchand, did he start in the bench? I think he fucking did.
I can't remember that, no.
Because France went for the kind of a mobile scrum rather than the.
Can't remember,
force.
Clive. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I thought he had a good tournament.
Yeah.
I thought he was really solid. There, France's line-out was excellent. Scrum was excellent. Does his work around the pitch, but he's not as flashy as Sheehan. I can't be leaving Sheehan off any team.
Oh Jesus,
he's my player hooker of the tournament.
You're going for Sheehan, so
I'm going for Sheehan. Out of just sheer class, gets him there, and the performance against Scotland gets him there for me.
He was exceptional. Yeah.
No other hooker had a 9 or 9.5 out of 10 performance the whole tournament.
Probably not. No. And even that try he got against Scotland, no one knew where the fucking ball was.
Like the rest of them might have been more consistent than him, but no one gets to that. No one has that ceiling.
But we're claiming we're not biased anyway. Honestly,
I just think the guy's fucking class.
When he's on form, I don't think there's anyone
there's no one to touch him. And he showed enough to get there, just about in the end, closer than it ever was before. But
George, great to hear from you. How are you doing, my man? As Napoleon said, I prefer lucky general, etc. Farrell Roddy's luck, but fair fucks to him. Eric Davison says Crowley has great skills. It's precision to execute Faz's plan and plays. If he keeps it up, the first try, he'll make good. Yeah, I know Crowley was exceptional the last game. Doc made it back from Dublin unscathed, says Judd.
I had a few pints in the capital in enemy territory, and I was I realised when I did it was, what if some cunt has a cut off me here now about what I said about Prendergast? But anyway, I got out unscathed.
Well, Benny maintains that you came back with a slight D4 accent. Anyway.
That definitely didn't happen anyway. I'd rather fucking throw myself off a bridge if that was to happen.
Eric Davison says if you missed it, they picked the team already. Doris in every position. Yeah. She was back to form. Yeah, he certainly was. So moving on to tight head prop.
We've gone with Frary, Ferguson, and I thought Joe Hayes was excellent for England.
One of their best players.
Mm-hmm. Really good around the park. Excellent scrummager. Xander Ferguson has a long track record. Excellent scrummager.
He was good against us too.
But Frary was just different.
The old Ferrari
level. He was absolutely outstanding this championship.
Their scrum in general
Scrummaging is insane. Who did I hear? I heard someone saying they had heard about him when he was young, and whatever club they were at, and some guy had come and said, "You should come and see this guy. He's the strongest rugby player I've ever seen."
Okay.
So right,
you're going to go have a look at that.
Yeah. And your man was like, yeah, whatever, and then was blown away. Like, do you know what I mean? So, outstanding. I think there's no debate there. For he's head and shoulders above everyone else in that position this year. But Joe Hayes deserves a nod for a young guy coming into the England setup.
Yeah,
for
big time.
Princess Anne to call him Joe Marler and to still be able to go out. Do you hear that? No. When he was lined up against Scotland. So she's always there because she's the Scottish Royal or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's doing the handshakes and she says, "Oh, I love you" on the television. She thought he was Joe Marler.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fair enough.
So yeah, for all of that, Joe Hayes deserves a nod, but he doesn't quite get there ahead of Ferrari. Locks, we've just nominated 6 here in total, folks. So we've gone with Flamand from France, Tygburn of Ireland, Russo from Italy, Cummings from Scotland, McCarthy for Ireland, and Miafo for France. Clive, do you want to take the first one? We've 2 locks to pick. So,
oh gosh, well I'm not going to sound remotely biased. I'm going straight for Tygburn anyway, Doc. I think there's your turnover and Jackal master of the fucking entire Six Nations.
I could have picked him here. Could have picked him at 6 as well, but I thought he better suited to go into the second row. I have no objection here. Tygburn.
It's who goes with him now is going to be the fucking big one.
For me, it's Miafu. Didn't start the first day against Ireland, but started. All these players had to start a minimum of 3 games.
Yeah.
Added enough to the French pack when he came on. Honourable mention to Olivan, but he didn't play enough at either lock or blindside to get. He was being moved all over the back row.
Okay.
But if there was a utility player of the tournament, it might actually be him because he played at 8, 6, and lock. But I think Miafu is. I couldn't believe he didn't start against Ireland. The power that guy brings to the scrum and around the park.
Well,
I think he's an outstanding.
It shows the fucking depth that they have.
It does, but they went for a kind of a different.
They wanted a mobile. They wanted mobile, but they were trying something. But I think they weren't long going back to.
If I was picking the French team, he'd be the first player I'd be putting down on the team sheet in the forwards. So
I think McCarthy deserves. As an Irish fan,
honourable mention. We can't pick the 2 of them. There's a lot of really good.
But in fairness, McCarthy maybe started a little.
Started a bit slow,
but then had really probably 3 unbelievable games in a row.
And it now looks to me like it's Byrne or Ryan with McCarthy if they're all fit.
Oh, I think McCarthy has to play.
Yeah,
he brings a ferocity there that the other. Well, Ryan has it. In fairness,
he does, but he doesn't have the bulk that McCarthy has. He doesn't. He's not quite that same size.
You reckon if they're both fit, Ryan and McCarthy, they start together and Byrne moves back?
It depends who else is fit. Yeah. We'll get to that later. But, blindside flanker, we have Kroos, Lamero, and Ali Chessum, Clive. This is close. And again, the other player that I was really tempted to put in here was Conan.
Was Chessum dropped? Was he not
came
for the
back
first game? Came back in,
but he was really good, and he was really good when he went into the back row, and he brought a bit more balance to the English back row rather than having 3 sevens. Lamaro had a brilliant tournament.
Yeah.
Another honourable mention here for Mann for Wales, who had some unbelievable tackling stats, particularly against Ireland. To me, it's Kroos. I thought he was outstanding. Jack Conan, if he was on the short list, you could easily put him in there as well. But again, suffers from being moved from 8 to 6.
I get you, But he had a brilliant Six Nations.
Did have a brilliant Six Nations. But to me, it's Kroos. I thought he was outstanding for France and works incredibly hard. Another very competitive position here, Clive. Rory Darge from Scotland. Diego from France, and Botham for Wales. An honourable mention to Tygburn. And you could have Ben Earl in here, and you could have
Ben Earl, the most carries. Was it in the most meter? Was not the most meter. Most carries, I think, in the entire
most
Six
carries.
Nations.
So who's your? I think this is kind of clear cut. I think Rory Darge has been the best 7 in the tournament. I think him and Jack Dempsey have been really good for Scotland.
They have. Yeah.
Jago and Botham were both outstanding. Again, Botham's tackling stats were off the charts for Scotland. And Van der Fleer.
Jago wasn't the eye gouge lad, no? Who gave the eye gouge?
Can't remember.
Fuck, I can't remember either, no. If anyone's watching it knows who gave the eye gouge at time.
Even if he did, I'm not going to rule him out because he gave some fucker an eye gouge. So, in fact, that might get him in.
Yeah.
I
think Darge is a good call.
Yeah. Number 8. Don't need to spend too long on this. We have Doris Dempsey and Canone. Again, you could pick Earl here. It's probably the other one that
Earl is unlucky to lose out here now.
He is, but the boys have all been outstanding. And again, he's in a team that finishes second last. So,
no, true.
You know, I'm giving the nod to the teams that have.
There's unbelievably stiff competition.
I don't think this one it needs much discussion.
I think for number 8, I didn't even need to see the list.
No, it's Doris.
It's a return to world class.
Jack Dempsey would be second, but it's Doris. he's returned his best.
Back to World Player of the Year.
Couple of 9 out of 10 performances in the last few games. Played almost every minute for Ireland in the whole championship. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Scrum half.
This is going to be interesting, Shane.
This is one of the most competitive positions in the entire thing.
I've heard multiple arguments that Ben White has been so good that he deserves it.
Who was it picked him? Bigger picked him in his team of the year, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Which I can't. Look, I think Ben White's excellent player, but we all know how good DuPont is. And Gibson Park again had 1 10 out of 10 performance, 1 9 out of 10 performance, and several 8.5 out of 10 performances.
Yeah, DuPont.
I think this is a 2-horse race. Actually, I think DuPont is out. I probably think it's between White and Gibson Park. DuPont wasn't at his best.
It's a funny one, but he's still.
Is he suffering from the standards he set himself, or did he not play as well?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the emergence of Shallibear is more of the creative threat.
Yeah.
You know, that DuPont
taking a bit more responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's a fair point.
Takes a bit of the workload off of DuPont. Now, DuPont's stats are still fucking pretty shit hot. Like, he's up there for try assists and whatever, but I know Frank's in some outrageous high scoring games, so.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to give it to Gibson Park.
We're going to be sounding like a bunch of biased pricks, but I actually.
You go with DuPont?
No, I actually will go with Park.
Oh, yeah.
I think just this tournament.
Tournament. I'm not saying DuPont is a better. DuPont is a better rugby player.
Like, we go back to the Paris game. Granted, Park didn't do a whole lot, but sure, when you're being dominated like they were, it's hard to.
It is.
Make an impact.
Scrum half again. This is really competitive.
Fly half.
Fly half. Sorry.
This is actually very, very hard. Now I will rule. You have Finn Russell, Matthew Jalibert, and Garbisi.
Yep.
I'm going to rule Garbisi out straight away. I think he's brilliant.
But he's third in this list.
Yeah, I think the two boys.
Honourable mention to Jack Crowley, I think.
Grew as it went on. He got better and better, which is great. Great signs.
Doesn't deserve to be in the top 3, but honourable mention.
No, but great signs that
Garbisi was unbelievably consistent. He deserves to be in the top 3, but this is a straight shootout between Russell and Jalibert.
Yeah, and you could go either way at this now.
I got to give you my thoughts.
Yeah,
it's Jalibert for me because they won the trophy. Finn Russell came to Ireland with a chance to win, and they didn't do it. And until he wins it, he shouldn't. They both played brilliant. The guy that won the fucking tournament should get the nod. That's my view.
Yeah. Jalibert was involved in so much from as well. I think shit ton of offloads and
at the end of that England game, there was 2 line breaks.
I have it here.
He instigated himself when France were out on their feet that actually got him back into that match.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just double checking something on Jalibert. Yeah. It's a tough one. It really is.
I feel
like if I pick him, I'm doing Finn Russell an injustice, and if I pick Finn Russell, I'm doing Jalibert a fucking injustice.
I've given you my rationale. The guy that won the fucking thing deserves the nod because they were both brilliant, and Russell won nothing, and Jalibert won the championship.
And they both played unreal. Yeah, they did. Like, geez, some of the stuff Russell did, some of the passing, some of the kicks, but Jalibert has all that as well.
100. There are 2 outstanding rugby players.
Right.
We have to be unanimous.
I will go Jalibert, and it's nothing against Finn Russell. I think Jalibert has been a revelation.
Yeah.
This Six Nations, he's come of age, and it's just hilarious to think that himself and the manager did not get along, didn't like each other, and here he's now the main man. I can't see Intimac getting him out of the team, but who knows what the fuck else you might do. Left
wing the debate here is going to be fucking horrendous. So we have Monty Ione, Darcy Graham, and Louis B. Albury. Louis B. Albury, and move on, please.
9 tries later.
9 tries later. The guy is an absolute fucking rugby machine. He's a cheat coach. He is just possibly the best rugby player in the world right now.
As I said earlier, he just has this freakish ability to judge a bouncing ball or to seem to land right into his fucking lap, and
the other 2 guys had great tournaments. Darcy Graham and Monty Ione both played exceptionally well, and they're nowhere near where Bielbury is at. So, move on. Inside centre, this is also going to be very, very quick. We have gone with McCluskey, Mofana, and Tui Pilato. I can't believe that we're potentially talking about someone pushing Bielbury for player of the tournament, given how well he's played.
I believe so.
And I would be having that debate. I'm not saying he gets it, but I think it's worth discussing whether Stuart McCloskey pushes Bielbury for player of the tournament. He has been outrageously good.
Freakishly good. I have some of his stats here, Doc.
Go on.
I wanted...
Wow me, Clive. Wow me.
Well, it's not even about wowing you. It's like I was listening to something as well during the week. You know, loads of people have done their teams of the tournament and players of the tournament. And some lads, would you believe, had Stuart McCloskey in finishing 5th in their top player countdown. 5th.
Anyone that is Stuart McCloskey as 5th should never be allowed to talk about rugby again.
Yeah, Stuart McCloskey, 5th. Okay, so let's just have a few look at Stuart McCloskey's fucking stats. So, in carries, he's 3rd in the entire tournament. Only Earl and Ramas finished ahead of him. Offloads, he's 5th. Try assists, he is 1st.
First in try assists.
First
he's
in
sixth,
try assists. He's 6th, yeah. Actually, he's joint first. Jelly Bear is 6 also.
Oh, well, there's another.
There's another string to fucking Jelly Bear's bow. Defenders beaten 2nd with 20. Dominant contact 1st in the table for that as well, 18. Total successful tackles, he makes a top 10 again. Total turnovers 1. Joint 1st.
Oh, fuck.
8 with Itoje and Byrne. And Darge, actually, there was a bunch of them finished with 8. Post-contact meters, I don't know if I said that already, 2nd out of the entire tournament with 105, 6 meters behind Earl. Minutes played, there's a pile of lads have that. Maximum minutes played. He played every fucking minute of every game, which is out.
At 32 or 3 years of age.
33, I think. And post-contact meters, he's in top 10 as well. Now, I don't know what a lad has to do, really.
Yeah, but when a guy scores 9 tries.
Yeah, no. That's not up for debate. I'm just saying.
He's undoubtedly the second best player.
I think like the only discussion for me was whether it was McCloskey or Bielbury.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
he was Ireland's best player the first day against France as well. Like.
Yeah.
So outside centre, not as many. Again, this is clear cut. We have Menoncello, Hugh Jones, and Tommy Freeman.
Hugh Jones was brilliant.
Hugh Jones was excellent.
Freeman showed signs here and there.
Again, it shows there's a bit of a dirt here at 13 in quality in the entire tournament for me.
There was a standout.
There is a standout. Menoncello. Yeah. No, he played some at 13 and some at 12, but he's not getting past McCloskey in 12. He deserves the 13 slot here.
Yeah.
He is an unbelievable rugby player, world class rugby player.
Yeah, he's outrageous, Shane.
He's just been absolutely phenomenal, and what a talisman for Italy when he ran over Daly, ran over him Lomo style. But for that last try for Italy against England,
and even the one even the one where he just sidestepped
him and ran around him, went around him like he wasn't there.
Yeah, Daly just stops because he's not getting next or near him. Like
he was unbelievable this tournament.
He was, yeah. If defenders beaten, he was giant 2nd. He's top class. Fourth on the list of meters made altogether, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any debate there. This one, there is going to be a lot of debate about.
Oh, this could start a fucking row, Shane. This could start a row.
Robbie Balakoon, Tiogo Atasogbe, and Kyle Stain.
So Atasogbe finishes 2nd top scorer in tries to
in a dominant team.
LBB. Kyle Stain finishes with 3. Balakoon, was it 3? It was, and Balakoon finishes with 3. Oh god, this is going to be an awkward one because I know who you're going to go with, and I can see the arguments. Kyle Stain is quality.
They're 2 quality rugby players. They both had exceptional tournaments. To me, Balakoon did more. Where I would pick Balakoon ahead of Stain is I think Balakoon's defensive work was far stronger. So I think they're not far off in terms of their attacking similarities, in terms of their stats and all that. They're very close in terms of meters made, defenders beaten, aerial ability, all those things.
I think Stain has his defenders beaten stats now are off the chart.
They are, but even still, but Balakoon was outstanding.
He's a freakish sidestep on him, Stain.
But Balakoon's defence was outrageous.
Balakoon has but he has a this ability to pick up a ball
I think
30 meters out and still finish.
Yeah.
You know. Finish with a guy hanging off him. But
again, if someone picks 9 and they were absolutely adamant it had to be him, I couldn't give out. But I'd have to. I'm Irish. I'm biased. I'm not going to apologise for that. I'd give the nod to Balakoon. If I was picking my Lions team in the morning, I'd have Balakoon right wing.
He's been some find for us.
He's been an unbelievable find. But Kyle Stain is an absolutely outstanding wing. They're 2 great players.
Yeah.
It could be the closest call of the whole lot.
Yeah. I don't know. It's literally a coin toss for me.
Will we let
and the fact that we're fucking even just dismissing Addis Ogbe with fucking 5 tries.
Oh, he's dismissed.
Yeah.
Will we let the audience decide?
Yeah. Actually, whoever's watching, fire in your vote.
Whoever gets the most votes gets it.
Over the next minute, whoever gets the most votes. While we move on to the fullback position, whoever fires in the most votes for Balakoon or Stain, we will make our decision based off of that, because we can't decide between the two. I'd be leaning toward. I thought Balakoon has been outrageous.
Yeah.
He has a tackling style where he just wraps a lad up, and he's brilliant. Himself and O'Brien then were exceptional the way they linked up together, defensively and in attack. Stain.
I want to let you do fullbacks later on to the low.
Stain has
for once it's me, like.
For once it's the Doc heading for the slash. Stain has an unbelievable sidestep that just dances by lads, and I think that boosts the all defenders beating stats too. But
you can pick fullback, you know where my vote is.
Yeah, but I'll let you decide. We have a vote for Stain straight off the bat. I'll move on to fullback. So look, this is probably in most people's eyes going to be fairly straightforward. So you've got in our tree, we have Jamie Osborne, Blair Kinghorn, and Thomas Ramos. They're the 3 in our shortlist. I think Kinghorn's been good. As far as I recall, he didn't start the first game. I think, wasn't he still playing out in France, was he? And Kinghorn is very good, but I would put Jamie Osborne ahead of Kinghorn for this tournament, because I think Jamie Osborne, you finished with 4 tries. He's coming into a team there. To be honest, I was shitting it with no Hugo Keenan. But Jamie Osborne has been absolutely unbelievably consistent, reliable. He's been involved in all of our attacks. And I've actually got to the stage now where I've been thinking Jamie Osborne has that shirt, and it's going to take Keenan, it's going to take some effort to pull it off him. But there can only be one winner, and that has to be Ramos. You finished top scorer. I don't know how many fucking years in a row now he's finished top scorer in the Six Nations. It comes down to the crunch, the last kick of the tournament, and the guy kicks the points to win it for France, and I don't think you can argue with the quality he has, which I was a bit surprised when I was checking in terms of carries over the entire tournament. I think he ranks 2nd, which shows how pivotal he is to the French side, other than just his kicking. So Ramos absolutely pisses the full back vote for me. Shane had already told me he was going to go for Ramos too, so look, it wasn't even up for debate. But yeah, and that makes up our team. So I'll just give a quick look back over it again. We have Reece Carey, Dan Sheehan, Ferrari, Daniel Deluxe. We've gone for Byrne and Miafu. We went for Cross as flanker, Darge, open side, Caelan Doris is 8. Scrum half, yeah, this will cause a bit of fucking debate, but we've gone for Gibson Park. I just thought he was back to his best. The first game against France, a lot of Irish lads are under par or out of form, say, but he's been phenomenal since. Fly half, we gave it to Jalibert. It was a very close call with Finn Russell. Garbisi was our other nominee, but he wasn't going to beat those two. So Jalibert pips it. Russell was brilliant, but Jalibert pips it for us. Left wing, sure, who else? Biel Beery. Inside centre, Stuart McClaskey, absolutely outrageous tournament. Tommaso Menoncello got 13. Just a freakish rugby player, absolutely brilliant. Doc went for Balakoon. We have votes in for Stain for right wing. To be honest, it's so hard. Kyle Stain is highly rated. I think Balakoon has been a revelation for Ireland. Some of his tries, some of the finishes he's had to make for those tries, like even the one against Scotland, he's 30 metres out when McCloskey throws that absolutely whopping pass over the Scottish lads out to the wing. He's 30 metres out and has a lot to do, and he just manhandles one off him, and he can just continue with a ball with two lads hanging off him. So I can see why Shane went for Balakoon. I can't choose, so the one vote we have in is for Stain. We'll give it to him. And as fullback, Thomas Ramos. So, not a bad side. Not a bad side. But I'm really looking forward to this summer series already. Really looking forward to North versus South. I think it's a great idea. And I wasn't overly gone on the idea, to be honest with you, at the start. I thought this is another just crack of shit money-making exercise, but I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it. Games like Wales versus Fiji net, they could be absolute crackers, so that's what I'm excited about. So I don't know what you think about the team. If you're disgusted at any of the decisions, let us know. I'll see if I can catch up on any comments that I missed here now. Sheehan post fallow week was the best. Nicotera before the fallow week, that's fair enough, was the best. Jamie George and Marchand pretty consistent throughout the tournament, but not consistent starters. That's a fair point. Jamie George always did well when he came on, but wasn't always starting. Funny how no creators have compared LBB with Colby yet. Yeah. Look, it's a fair comparison. It's going to be interesting to see them up against each other now again in the summer. Actually, I can't remember if they're playing each other in July or they're meeting in November. But we want to discuss a few other things while we're on. We have a comment in here, Shane, comparing Colby with Louis Bielbieri.
Christ, if you had the two of them, man.
Imagine that, one of those in each wing. Holy shit. Call out Doc. Call out Doak.
Yeah, Nathan Doak is someone who...
Doak did well tonight now in the game, what I saw of it.
Yeah, he's someone who definitely needs a bit more exposure.
Well, we need a serious backup to Gibson Park. Like a serious backup. And I'm not sure... Well, Casey's been living off of scraps in terms of game time. It's hard... But
if we look at...
I thought Doak looked well when he came on for us.
I think it's worth reading through the players Ireland used this year's Six Nations. So Farrell used the most amount of players he's ever used in the Six Nations Championship. So he used 35 players. So we had Lockman, Milne, Furlong, Beelum, O'Toole, Clarkson as props. Sheehan, Kelleher and Stewart in hooker.
I thought Kelleher did well in this
Kelleher did very well.
Mm.
Like he's a line. He's a top quality player. He'd be starting in any other team. He's just behind... potentially the best hooker in world rugby. McCarthy, Ryan, Byrne, Murray, Dogbo in the second row. Izuchuku, Conan, Doris, Van der Fleer, Cian Prendergast, Nick Timoney in the back row. Gibson Park, Craig Casey, Nathan Doak, scrum half. Prendergast, Crowley at fly half. We had Ringrose, Aki, McCluskey, Frawley and Farrell all play centre. And we had Lowe, Balakoon, Osborne, Stockdale and Tommy O'Brien playing in the backs. Now I know Frawley played a bit at full back as well. Like, that's a serious list of players. Where are we short? Probably still short. I don't want to say we're short of Loosehead with Porter and McCarthy to come back in. We've probably found that Tom O'Toole can play certainly at Loosehead.
Well, I think we found that Tom O'Toole isn't going to cough up that jersey too easy now.
Beelum, who is actually older than Furlong, is solid, but he's probably not enough of a player now to do what you need in the loose.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he brings the impact off the bench.
No, and I'm not sure Thomas Clarkson has impressed me enough. He got plenty of minutes in this year's Six Nations. No, he wasn't terrible, and he's finding his feet at this level. We need to find out a bit more. Could he play 3 games in a row if you needed him to start 3 games in a row? I'm not sure. We need to find that out. So 1 or 2 of these guys are going to have to get exposed. And I don't think there's any point in playing them against Japan. I think you need to pick 1 or 2 of these guys to start against Australia or to start against New Zealand in the summer. Or you're saying they're going to play in November. But over the course of Summer Tour, November Tour, and the Six Nations, you have to expose some of these question marks to top level opposition. Like, and I mean France, South Africa, New Zealand, England, Australia. That level.
But like I was just saying there, how I'm looking forward to the series in the summer and November. Is there an argument to be made that this might be treated as a Mickey Mouse thing, where coaches and countries will just treat this exactly as you're describing?
Yeah, but it's still going to be competitive.
Bleed leads
but it's still going to be competitive. Are you going to see teams play their entire first 15 all the time?
Maybe
no, you're
once
not.
in the entire series, if you're lucky. It's
maybe. Depends. Different coaches will take different approaches. But scroll down there, Clive, till we look at the list of players, senior players who didn't play the Six Nations. So we have Porter. Now, Porter's interesting. There's a serious rumour that Leinster are going to convert him to a tight head.
Okay.
Right? So I think that would be the best. He's not scrummaging well at loose edge.
No, and refs are starting to fucking look out for him.
I think that's worth trying now.
Okay.
Because we now have Paddy McCarthy, Tom O'Toole, Jeremy Lockman, Michael Milne. We have a lot of players who can play on that side. Jack Boyle, who's also injured, at that side of the scrum. So Bohan, even in Connacht, who was again called into the squad then had to go out with injury.
Sure.
So there is real options at loose head. We don't have the options at tight head. If you could convert Porter across, and it worked, and you had Furlong for 40 minutes and Porter for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, good divine God, that could be serious.
It's definitely worth to go.
It's definitely worth to go. Ryan Baird was Ireland's forward of the November series.
I know. Yeah, like what a guy to come back in.
We've almost completely forgotten about
I know,
him.
yeah. It's bizarre. Actually, he completely slipped my mind throughout this tournament. Like,
yeah.
No,
and he was outstanding in November. His defensive lineouts alone were outstanding.
Yeah.
Hugo Keenan, one of the best fullbacks in the World Rugby.
And has been for years.
Mac Hansen has been Ireland's best winger for the last 5 or 6 years. Has been our creative player, our try scorer, our aerial commander.
Has also showed that he can do a good job as a fullback.
Really good. He played exceptional against Australia at fullback in November.
So he's another great option there.
Robbie Hinshaw,
who's only 31, you'd think he's a lot older. Now he's serious mileage up.
Awful lot mileage in the clock. But again, hasn't been playing his best, but is that just a bit... Would he have benefited from the way some of the other players got kind of refreshed during this championship? So I'm not ruling him out in any manner or means.
No, and when you see the likes of McClaskey at 33
100%.
doing what they're doing, who's to say Henshaw can't kind of find form again? He's been brutal anyway.
100%. Jimmy O'Brien's been playing really well for Leinster, has suffered on and off with injuries, has played really well for Ireland when he's gotten his chances. Very versatile player, can play centre, can play fullback, can play wing. Joey Carberry, should I
interesting one, Shane.
He's supposed to be coming back to these shores. He'll be in the mix for the third scrum or out half spot if we go with 3. We can't rule him out. Ian Henderson, you mentioned him earlier on.
Yeah.
Again, we can't forget about him, a guy with 80 plus caps.
Yeah.
And Ross Byrne, if you had an injury crisis, he's still knocking him out, like.
Yeah.
And I have another player there who should have been in that group, was Calvin Nash. He's about 12 or 14 caps as well.
Yes, okay.
Who, again, when he did get his chance with Ireland about 12 months ago, played really, really well. And then got injured and hasn't gotten back in the squad since. But again, you can't rule him out. And then we have a pile of players who have less than 5 caps. Scroll down there a bit, Clive. Jack Boyle and Paddy McCarthy, who we've both mentioned. Tom Ahern, who again, another player who every time he seems to be in the squad and get called up, gets injured, hasn't quite got his opportunity yet. But again, a very versatile player, can play second row, can play back row. Gus McCarthy, who 2 Novembers ago was outstanding at hooker, and who's seen no game time for Leinster since. So again, he's a guy who needs a young game time. And I think he captained the under-20s the year he was on it. Top-class rugby player, needs game time. Scott Wilson at Ulster, another tight head prop that again needs time to develop. Jack Ogner, tight head at Connacht. Ben Murphy, scrum half at Connacht. Hugh Gavin at Connacht in the centre, playing really well. And Shane Bolton on the wing. Harry Byrne with, I think he's 4 caps. and Shane Daly, who's 2 caps. Now, a lot of those guys got their caps against Georgia and Portugal last summer. But again, they're capped international players that if they start playing well, they put up their hand. And then we have a pile of uncapped players with real promise.
These are your potential fucking...
Potential bolters.
Oh. But hold on a second. You reckon, can you genuinely see these guys even getting the opportunity?
Let's go through them first, and then we'll talk about that. You have Brian Gleeson and Rowan Quinn, and Sean Adogba, all with Munster, right?
Yeah.
Ethan Coughlin, Munster, scrum half. Fintan Gunn, scrum half with Leinster. Postlethwaite at centre for Ulster. Brian Ward, who's been in the back row, who was brought into the squad earlier in the year for the Six Nations, but didn't see any game time. Zach Ward, who has been talked about when Balakoon was brought in as the Ulster player who should be getting the chance. Charlie Tector at fly half in Leinster.
Jeez, Doc, you've got fucking
Jack Murphy, fly half in Ulster. Cathal Ford, again in Connacht at centre. Ben O'Connor from Munster, excellent hurler as well, by the way. And Billy Bohan, who we spoke about earlier. Yeah. But they all have promise. Now, 1 or 2, are all of them going to make it? No. Are all of them going to be in contention for a World Cup spot?
Well, as you say, you get a raft of injuries in a certain position, some freakish run of 2 or 3 lads go down.
I put it this way. I don't think any of the back row guys, even though I think Brian Gleeson has the potential, the highest ceiling of all of those, I don't think any of them have a hope and fuck because black row is so competitive, right?
Yeah.
Ireland bought 5 back rows to the last World Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Try and pick 5 back rows.
Yeah.
No, I'm counting Tyg Byrne as a second row, right?
Okay, yeah.
But they bought 5 back rows. So let's just say who are definites.
Straight away, you
Van der Fleer and Doris and Conan are in the plan.
Yeah. Timoney's already probably put his name in the dirt, you reckon? You don't think so?
No, what about Baird?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about I'm just trying to think now. Keane Prendergast, because he covers second row, number 8, number 7, number 6.
Yeah.
Like, go back up and see who played back row this year alone. How many is there, like? So, back row, we had Izuchuku, Conan, Doris, Van der Fleer, Timoney. So, that's 5. But you also have to add Baird.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Yeah.
And potentially Byrne if you wanted to bring 4 actual second rows. So picking 5 from that is really, really, really difficult. And then on top of that, there's a few under 20s who potentially could come into the mix. Probably not hugely worth talking about any of them.
No.
Chances of them getting there are very, very slim.
Very encouraging signs from the 20s.
There is, and shout out Tom Wood and Sam Bishti, again, as another tight-head prop, but he's probably not going to be physically strong enough to be talked about for a World Cup. That Josh Neal looks an exceptional rugby player. Joe Finn at lock doing really well from Munster. Diarmuid O'Connell, the number 8 from Connacht, looks really good, powerful, kind of ball carrying number 8. And then there's all this talk in Leinster of Jasper Gabriel or Casper Gabriel, who doesn't quite qualify for Ireland yet because he's actually Austrian, even though he came to school in Ireland.
Right.
But he went back during COVID, so it reset his residency thing.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no one is actually sure when he qualifies to play for Ireland, but all the Leinster lads are talking about him as a potential otherworldly type player.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah. But at fly half, could play anywhere, I'd say, but fly half been
interesting.
But again, one of them could potentially start in a Heineken Cup semi-final or something, play the game of their lives and get called into an Irish squad. You know what I mean?
You could have that summer series coming and 3 lads go down, a freakish run of injuries, and you've no choice but to bring lads in. Now I know the likes of Farrell would probably prefer to move experienced lads in there, maybe play them out of position rather than throw a young lad in or an inexperienced lad in. But so who knows? I have a little more hope for Farrell after seeing what he did as his Six Nations went on, in terms of being a bit more open to trusting
fucking new lads. There's 75 rugby players in that list. There's only 5 of them, I think, or 6 of them that are under 20, right? So, well, let's knock them off. So we'll say there's 70 potential candidates 70 for 33 World Cup spots.
Vying for those places,
right? You're going to bring 9 front rows, 3 in each position, 4 second rows, 5. Now, last time around we went with an 18-15 split. We went with 3 scrum halves and 3 out halves. But Frawley gives you flexibility.
Yeah.
So the guys that are definitely on the plane because of their flexibility, Frawley, Osborne, O'Toole, players like that who cover multiple positions. Probably Baird because he does second row, back row.
Probably Henson, surely to God. The
Probably
fact he covers
Hansen is Balakoon. They're all definites, right? Tommy O'Brien potentially might make the plane.
I know.
You may have to decide that I'm bringing O'Brien or Lowe.
Well, the one thing I say about O'Brien, everyone put him down. Oh, he's a right winger. And then he switches to the left, and he's outstanding. So,
so Ireland
you never know who gets injured, and you're thinking O'Brien can play both wings.
Back 3 players in the last World Cup, Ireland brought 4.
Actual, just out and out.
Just out and out back 3 players.
I get you. Yeah,
we brought 4.
Yeah.
So that's 3 starters and 1 sub.
Yeah.
But there are certain things he could do. He might only go with 2 scrum halves. He might, he could count Frawley as his third, but give an extra position, or, count Frawley in the backs, but give an extra position to the backs because he covers out half as well. So there's a few things like that are going in his favour this time, where he has a few players that, because of their flexibility, it may open up options. Or you pick Frawley in the back, but you bring an extra forward.
I think myself, I actually think, and one of the lads has mentioned it, I think Doak has a serious opportunity here to go in as the second scrum half. I have an awful fucking fear Gibson Park goes down with an injury, and we have nothing. Like, now Doak...
Where are we completely exposed right now if we got a long-term injury to our player? Tight head. Loose head has kind of solved itself. We've shown we can cope with playing our 4th and 5th choice loose head. We've enough cover at hooker.
Yeah.
We've enough cover at loose head. We have enough cover at lock. Even though we could potentially do with one more challenging.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
We're absolutely
shit those lads in the back
enough back rows to field fucking 2 World Cup spots.
Fly half is an issue.
Well,
Crowley has made it he's at the moment. If anything should happen to Crowley,
we still have 4 choices.
Yeah, but who are the realistic ones?
Oh no, we have to find out who's the number 2.
Who are the ones who've played even?
But we have Byrne, we have Frawley, we have Prendergast, we have
Byrne has been fucking excommunicated or whatever the fuck. He's gone. The guy hasn't seen.
But I think he got injured halfway through the camp as well, so that didn't help. But do we need to develop a backup if we're saying now Crowley is our number 1? Absolutely. And if that's not Sam, who has 13 or 14 caps or whatever he has, we need to get time into the other ones at 10.
Yeah.
We are covered in the wings, I think, now.
We probably,
we need cover at centre. And we're covered at fullback.
Although age is against them in centre, we probably have enough. Like,
but I think
if they're all fit.
But we need one younger, faster centre.
A fucking lad 25 or 6 now.
We need and to me it's Osborne, or Frawley, or Hansen, but we need to find this. Or it's Hughie Gavin, or it's someone challenging from left field. Postlethwaite. There's a lot of talk about him. He played Ireland Day. He's been playing really well for Ulster. One of those, I'd love to see someone stick up their hand that's, as you say, that 23 to 28 bracket and say, I'm ready.
Yeah. Just come on and just put in a performance. You go, oh fuck.
Scrum half, out half, centre, possibly lock.
We're sorted for fullback, and we're sorted on the wings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just think of all of them, we lose Gibson Park. We're in serious
trouble. It's not necessarily given fellas just, we need to get more game time or we need new players. We need specifically targeted new players in certain positions.
Yeah.
So I'd be saying, maybe bring 4 tight heads and we'll bring 2 loose heads and Tom O'Toole, or, count Tom O'Toole as a tight head and he's covering loose head. We need to give exposure to fellas now between now and then.
Yeah. I just have a feeling that this summer series and November series could be used by a lot of teams. With the fact it's a World Cup year next year, I think it's a great opportunity. Fire out those guys that don't get many games, and fuck, who gives a shit if we fucking lose?
We have finished second now in the Six Nations.
Yeah.
We secured the prize money. Like, every position you finish up in the Six Nations is worth $1 million.
Sure, okay, yeah.
So you get $1 million more for first and second. You get $1 million more for second and third.
And we've another Six Nations coming next year where you can go back to taking it serious and, as in like your full strength team and make your 1 or 2 changes, whatever, trusting lads.
But in like the specific positions that we need, there's no point trying a fella out in the back row who hasn't a fucking hope of making the plan.
Yeah. So.
But like some really top class rugby players will be left at home in the World Cup.
Oh, they will for sure. Yeah, lads you'd never think in a million fucking years would even make the plane. Yeah, well they might for training maybe, but
33 is so tight. When you were talking about here potentially 35. Go back up there. How many in the list of actual established internationals is there? So we 35 players play this championship, and then you have another maybe 10. Scroll down there. 1, 2.
So you 37 there.
9, 10. No, that's not 37. It's 35 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 10 more. So there's 45 players there. Then plus maybe another 20 in the emerging players. Fuck me, like.
Yeah. But barred a couple of guys who got called up to the training squad over the Six Nations of that group that you're talking about, the uncapped possibility, the young lads. Realistically, none of those are going to.
Well, maybe one.
Yeah, well.
But it depends on what position you're playing.
Yeah, and it depends on luck and injuries and whatever. Yeah. But now, Doc, after fucking all of that, we finally got to our team.
Who did the crowd vote for?
We got one vote in and it said Stain.
Well, fuck it, he gets it. So
Stain gets it.
Johnny, I suppose, the bollocks.
No, it was Eric. I think Eric voted for Stain, and I said I go with that. I just couldn't pick between the two. I said, look, fair enough.
It was the tightest call of all.
Balakoon got more tries, and I think looked unbelievable. But I have no issue with Stain getting it either. So
no, Balakoon makes my team though.
Yeah, I'd probably pick him too if I'm honest. But sure, it's not that we're biased in our green.
To the fans,
not that we're biased here in our green.
We'll be loyal to our regulars. They got picks, so.
Yeah.
Best championship you remember?
Oh, it has to be. It had a bit of everything, but I think, and it's funny, I think every country at the end of it will now I know English fans may say fucking no way, but they still
found out something.
Yeah, I think every country has finished his Six Nations, I won't say happy, but like reasonably content, I think. Like France will obviously be delighted they won it. Italy will be over the moon, but a bit pissed off that they lost the last one.
I think France.
Wales have built nicely. Scotland will be a bit pissed off, but they've built nicely. Ireland started shit and have built really nicely as we went along. So I think England beat the shit of Wales. Couple of fucking outrageous fucking results.
If they got the win in Paris.
The whole fucking thing was just blown all open again.
Moment of the tournament.
Oh. Moment of the tournament. Well, personally for me, it's not even a score. For me, it's Stuart McCloskey running through. I can't remember, was it England? Was it 2 to 3 lads hanging off him and the biggest smile on his fucking face as he charges up the field? And that's just like, there's a guy who's absolutely just loving this.
I go with 2. Honourable mention, doesn't quite get the top billing. Reece Carey's try.
Yeah, true. Ramos's kick. Yeah.
As O'Gara says, you only kick under real pressure maybe once or twice a season. Some seasons you don't get any kick.
Yeah.
With
that kind of pressure, like
all the faffing over. Is it here? Is it over there? Is it?
That's right. I told you doing his best.
Coming in to fucking. Yeah,
that's good experience. Just trying to fucking.
And he steps up and kicks it like he's down the fucking park taking practice. He absolutely puts it over the black spot in the middle of the fucking crossbar.
Yeah.
It was so clutch. It was like Tiger Woods at a fucking putt to win the Masters.
But the thing is, like, think about
outstanding.
Every single person watching the world over knew the second the ref's fucking hand went out, that's it. He's not missing. He doesn't miss.
Yeah.
The guy's a fucking machine.
It's the best I've seen since Morgan Stain.
Yeah, I think no. Pollard is fucking.
Pollard is up there, but he's not as good a kicker as Ramos.
But he's not as good a player either. No. I think. Like I was saying there while you were gone,
his kicking percentage must be like 95%, 97%.
Oh, it is outrageous. But I was saying there while you were going to the bathroom, the something I didn't realise he's second in the Six Nations for carries.
Great.
Yeah. So it shows you how fucking important he is
And
to
some
their
of
play.
his fly hacks on the way through. I know.
He got an outrageously left outside of the left boot.
Have you watched his highlight reel for fly hacks? It's It's insane what he does.
Did he put one through to, was it Bielbury or Jalibert? He does this fucking out. It kind of, I think it was a miskick now, to be honest.
But I've seen him. Yeah. Since then I've looked back in his highlight reel and I've seen him do the same thing about 4 times.
Okay.
So I would have at the day we were going, that was a miskick, and now I'm going, Christ, I'm not sure. Like,
yeah, no, he's absolutely, he's freakishly good.
Which was certainly better than Prendergast's fly hack, anyway.
No. But yeah, that was it. He's it was. I couldn't believe it. I think it was most carries. Yeah, he was second. And it's just like, wow. Ben Earl, was it Ben Earl? Was it Ben Earl was top? And I didn't think it was fucking Ramos. It was something fucking. It was freakish anyway. The last place you think he'd be anyway.
One thing I have to, and I haven't given half enough abuse here to that fucking goal, Pollock.
The bollock.
30 seconds to go. You win an outstanding turnover.
No, but hold on. Your country is about to win one of the most outrageous rugby matches. Yeah. Now, we've already seen a bunch of them in the Six Nations.
2 minutes beforehand, you shush the crowd and you drive everyone wild. You go back down the other end of the pitch. They kick the ball away with a minute and a half left. Fine, I actually don't mind that play. France come back. He wins an outstanding turnover. And I'm going, that's it, that's the game.
Yeah.
And he throws the most outrageous offload 20 meters from his fucking line.
It had gone to the head.
What is he fucking
No,
doing?
obviously the buzz had gone to the head. He's 20, was he? 20, 21?
I don't give a fuck. A fella like that, he'll never make... He'll,
no, but
you could never align him.
No, but I tell you one thing.
He obviously has no brain. Like.
No, but that could be the making of him. That could be the humbling that he'll go into. Imagine him going into that dressing room afterwards. And he's facing Itoje and all these lads.
Decisions before, but that's right up there. No, but that's in the top 3 stupid rugby decisions of all time.
If he was 28, 29, I'd say
that's up there with the Australian prop that they got an advantage. Do you remember that one? And he hit the drop goal from 40 odd meters. The prop and scores it, but they were 4 points down.
Wow.
Or no, but just to draw it and had to win or something like that.
Right.
Do you know, he hit the drop goal. Time up, hits the fucking drop goal from 40 odd meters. A prop, one of the best drop goals you ever see. And everyone is going, what do you have to do, you retard?
Actually, did we get a drop goal?
No.
None in the...
I don't remember any in the whole championship.
I know Ford tried one and got blocked for a try. Sure.
That's
Hugh
right.
Jones went through like a thunderbolt. But did we have any?
I don't remember scoring.
No, we did. Fucking Finn Russell.
Did he get one?
Do you remember he missed the fucking... Did he run out of time for the penalty or something? What
Finn,
the fuck was that about?
The English fella.
Is
Finn Russell. Yeah,
no,
sorry.
It's Finn Smith, is it?
Finn Smith.
Is it Finn Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, did he run out of time or something?
No, it fell off the fucking tee.
It picks it up.
And he'd only 6 seconds left.
Absolutely outrageous
actually, there
kick.
you talk about and that could have been to win the game.
Yeah, that was.
If they won by a point, that kick would have won the game.
Unbelievable.
So Pollard denied that fella that as being the moment. Would have been the moment of the tournament.
Yeah.
To hit that drop goal off the fucking
in a split second.
Split second, 7 style, outrageous conversion.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I actually meant to bring that up. Thanks for remembering that.
It was some game of rugby too, and what a way to finish! What an unbelievable tournament.
Yeah, and like to think that France conceded 96 points in 2 matches and managed to win one of them.
Yeah. All their games are high scoring. They were like the one thing you're guaranteed with France is entertaining fucking matches.
You're guaranteed entertaining.
There's always going to be 40, 50 points one way or the other. Like it's unreal.
You know, and it's interesting to see Sean Edwards afterwards best to say, yeah, we didn't defend that bad. That's just the way rugby's going.
It's funny that Sean Edwards, like there's such a there was such a fucking kind of a big deal made of, oh my god, that's the structure he's put into their defense, and next thing they're fucking bleeding tries left, right, and center. But it's just like it's a
quick ball and good play.
Teams are going. This is like it was a fierce attack orientated fucking tournament. Teams are just going out. Like you get
Is this a reaction to how to beat South Africa? Is that where we're at now?
Well, I'm not sure.
South Africa changing everything here?
No, I don't. Well, maybe, but what I think it is, I think teams are backing their attacking prowess, as in you've the penalty, you can go for 3 points. We've probably worked our whole lot for fucking the bones of 6-7 minutes to get to this position. They're take 3 points, and the team that concedes the 3 are thinking happy days. They kick to the corner, and you back your fucking line out in your set piece, and you're going to go, there's a chance for at least 5.
One of the other things that I must look this up, I haven't, I meant to do it before today.
And there's also the chance that you, from your line out, and you're putting pressure on to get a try, you win another penalty, might lead to yellow card.
Play time now is through the roof, right? And even teams are trying to keep the pace up. Particularly Scotland, France, all of it. Whether they're taking quick line outs, they're trying to get the ball out of the scrum quick. So the pace of the game is really going up. If you look at Carey's try as a kind of a microcosm of all of that, right? He goes past Furlong, who was flagged because it was about to be the end of the half. The ball had been in play for about 4 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and he was completely out of gas, right? I wonder, are you going to have a Razzie or a Farrell or a really clever coach go, actually, I'm going to replace my fucking front row and maybe one of my back row 30 minutes into the first half. Take them off, bring on my replacements, then bring them back on 10 minutes into the second half and rotate them twice rather than once. Now, I'm not sure is that legal or not.
Well, I don't know that either. I've always wondered why the fuck don't coaches, like, it almost like basketball. You could be continuously rotating your team because you're just trying to keep lads fresh. Because lads will be fucking bollocks. Now, there must be some rule, surely. I don't know. That prevents.
But you know the way that Razzie did that right before the half? Was it against Ireland?
No,
in November he did it twice.
But even Bartwick,
he did it in France actually.
But you remember Bartwick in the England-Ireland game? About 5 minutes to half time, he whips off the fullback and brings on Smith because he knew there was a chance here for a try, and Smith was heavily involved in the try for finished.
I do think even if you look at the Ireland-Scotland game, the rugby that was played for the first 30 minutes of the first half was outstanding, and it actually dropped for the last 10 minutes. And it's just tiredness. Players are out of breath, and they're struggling. And I think there's an innovation coming from a clever coach around there about substitutions at that stage of the game.
It depends what the rule is, I suppose.
And
I don't know.
Like, particularly if you go with 7 forwards, if you do a full Razzie on it, and you've gone with 4 props, and you bring on 2 props up, so the props are only playing 30 minutes and 30 minutes and 20 minutes, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. You're on for 30. You have a break for 30. You're back on.
Yeah, or you're, even if you can't come back on, that you have a second lot of props to come back on because you've gone with 7 forwards on the bench.
True. Yeah.
So I think there'll be something really weird comes for the World. You won't see it before the World Cup because if anyone that's going to do that's going to keep it in the bag until then.
Well, we're unsure of the ruling now on that too.
We're unsure, but I must look it up.
Well, you nearly think lads will be doing it already.
But if you have 7 backs, if you have 7 forwards on the bench, you can definitely do it.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So, but that'll be interesting. Nothing else so we've forgotten or want to go over, or any comments or anything we missed out on?
I think we're good. And for anybody who joined us over the Six Nations, thank you so much. It was
are back,
what a tournament it was.
For the World Cup playoff, Czechia v the Republic of Ireland, Thursday evening. I presume kickoff is 7:30
for the right to play Denmark.
For the right to play Denmark or Macedonia.
Oh, you'd be thinking Denmark.
But
you never know.
I see Troy Parrott scored.
That's right.
In Prague this week already for AZ Alkmaar. We are completely reliant on Troy Parrott if we're going to win the game, but that's okay too.
It would be nice to be going to a World Cup.
Well, it'd be lovely to get past the first leg anyway and have a make or break against Denmark for an actual World Cup spot.
Yeah.
Or Macedonia or whoever it might be. So we will be live for that here from Wolfhound's Bar. If they win, we will be live for the Denmark game the following Tuesday. And then after that, we're kind of almost getting to Masters time, Clive.
Cannot wait.
So for any of our golf fans, we will be covering the Masters Thursday night, opening night.
Yes.
We'll do 2 or 3 hours from maybe 8 o'clock on. Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday, we will follow the leaders.
As soon as the leaders tee off on the Saturday and Sunday, we'll be live.
We'll be there, yeah.
So we're looking at a 5-hour broadcasting stint.
But
so
Augusta is one of those, Shane, that never fails to
you better
deliver.
find a few stories to tell between now and then,
Jeez,
because we'll be fucking 5 hours of talking is a struggle even for us.
We're going to need a bigger fridge, Doc.
We're going to need a huge fridge that weekend. But yeah, looking forward to that one, all right. And we may have a Premier League game or something in between now and then, but
Your
depending
top
on how things work out.
Your top 5 players for the Six Nations, Doc.
Bielbury is one. McCluskey is absolutely number 2, and a very, very, very close second. Doris. Darge.
There's a big one you're forgetting.
Who? Menoncello. He goes up to number 3.
Okay.
So that's me. So Bielbury, McCluskey, Menoncello, Doris, Darge.
Yeah, so I'm obviously Bielbury, 9 tries. I hear someone making the argument, it's the first time in 100+ years. For sure, it was 5 nations up until fucking 20 years ago. Would you fuck off, would you? Anyway, so 9 tries, absolutely unreal. Can't fucking argue with that. The guy's just a killer. McCluskey, for me, head and shoulders out in second place.
Shoulders above everyone else.
I think he pushed Bielbury all the way, in my opinion, to player of the tournament. I think
it's 60-40.
For me, it took 9 tries to deprive McCluskey of the fucking player of the tournament. That's the way I'd look at it.
If he got 8 tries, I'd be sent as McCluskey.
I think Menoncello 100% has to be in third.
Yeah.
Himself and McCluskey have been the 2 best centres by a fucking mile. Then it starts getting interesting, all right. I think Doris probably deserves a spot in the top 5. I don't think I'd have him 4th. Where did you put him?
4th.
All right. I have to have one of the Scottish lads in there, I think. Do I go for Stain?
You couldn't even pick him right wing. Would you ever fuck off? You're putting him in your top 5.
Stain or fucking... No, I know Darge and Dempsey, those boys are very good as well, but you know me, Doc, I'm all about the fucking attack and flair, like. So, oh God, who'd I put in 4th? Or do throw a curveball and go Reece Carr? Actually, I fucking will. I'm going to throw Reece Carr in as my 4th place.
Fair enough.
Just to say, fair fucks team.
3 tries for a prop, like.
3 tries. And maybe it's stuff like that can change the
100%.
But it's stuff like that can change the sport of rugby. Let's realize fucking hell. You know, maybe it's not necessarily. No, I know you need a guy with fucking power, but like, Jesus Christ, if you have a guy there who can score tries, what a weapon! Like, what a weapon! 3 tries in 5 matches, phenomenal. So I'll give him the shout. Yeah, Doris was freakishly good, so I'm happy to.
Burn unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Gibson Park.
We
were going 6-7, probably 2 of them.
Yeah, but you're obviously then just going to get the bias accusations and whatnot.
Ramos as well.
Ramos, yeah. No, sure. Look, you could debate all of them all fucking night, Doc. Just it's funny as an Irish fan, we started with a kick into the balls, and as the tournament's gone on, we've got better and better.
Yeah.
So it finished well for us, but yeah, Benny's out in the front bar, Judd. Out in the front bar. He plays banjo in Wolfhounds on Friday even from 10 to 12. So fine banjo player.
Banjo string is what he's playing.
Yeah. Fine banjo player. Front bar's messy, says Benny. Jeez, he can play and take a message at the same time.
He can. He's multi-talented.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add, Doc? Anything else you want to...
No, really looking forward to the summer, and we'll hopefully cover maybe the closing stages of the European Cup and stuff like that. If there's a couple of big games, if we have a bit of Irish involvement or anything like that, we'll try and
Yeah, we'll do Champions League final, let's say, maybe.
Oh no, I meant European.
No, I know you're on about the rugby,
like,
but I'm saying we might do
We'll
Champions League
definitely
too.
do some Champions League games.
Yeah,
Liverpool PSG won't be a bad one. That's one we
Oh,
might
is that
have
what you're playing?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that'd be a cracker. Flatrick, yeah, we are doing the Ireland game, yeah.
100% we'll be on. Our next time we'll be on is next Thursday night.
Next Thursday night, folks. So if you fancy coming on and watching the game at home and having a few beers or whatever you're having yourself and join us here, we will be on and hopefully Ireland turn up.
And not that we have to tell Mosty, because Mosty that are on tonight are regulars, but spread the word. Great to see the subscriber numbers across all our platforms on the way up.
It's great.
It couldn't happen without G. It's fantastic to have be building such a community here in Wolfhounds Bar of regulars.
Yeah.
So spread the word far and wide. Get onto your WhatsApp groups. Send on the shorts to people that you find funny or interesting. That's the only way it's going to spread. You'll do far more work on that than we will. We can put out the content, but we need people to share it and let people know where we are. So,
which is great because you've all the regulars here and we're here, and it's like being in your bar. It's like being in a bar, sitting on your sofa at home.
It's supposed to be watching the game with your mates in the pub. It's supposed to replicate that, but you don't have to leave the house.
And lads talking shite and having a bit of crack.
Talking shite, having a bit of crack, and not taking it all that seriously. And
sounds like a plan.
A bit of slagging and a bit of banter and a few stories and the odd dirty joke. You know?
Jeez, we got none of them out tonight, Doc.
A dirty joke?
Or even a few stories.
I did hear a good dirty joke today, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
What's the difference between a clit and a pint of cider, a pint of Foster's?
What?
You only taste the piss for 3 seconds with the clit.
You could have inserted harp in there instead of Foster's, or there's a bunch of different drinks. Oh, that's a good one. On that note, with the taste of piss in our mouths. Oh, good.
Sorry about that, folks.
Thanks a million for joining us, so we'll catch you in the next one. For anyone coming in later, watching afterwards, if you're mad enough to watch this tomorrow and over the next few days, drop a comment, let us know where you're watching from. And hit the notifications or subscribe if you haven't. And you get all our scheduled fucking shows popping up on your phone, plaguing you. Doc, been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure, Lev.
What a Six Nations.
Right, folks. Thanks a million, and thanks for staying with us for the Six Nations. We do really appreciate it. Some of the views and comments and everything were unbelievably encouraging. So
it was
thank
great.
you very much.
And we weren't even remotely biased in our team.
No,
the Six Nations selections. Not at all.
Never see the light of day again anyway.
No,
we can't be called out in it.
No, lovely. We'll be deleted for a couple of weeks.
Instantaneous.
Yeah. All right, take care, everyone.
Night,
we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.